It's been hot and sticky and muggy out there. Lots of bugs as well. And with the recent rain, we're going to see more mosquitoes and even some bee infestations.
Yeah, unfortunately. So I teamed up with a pest control specialist to survey a few homes to help you take the sting out of your summer. What are these? What do we call these?
I just use, these are my little hoods. I just wear to do an investigation.
An investigation or inspection of a home with Claude Griffin of Gotcha Pest Control, dealing with a common but annoying and potentially deadly problem this time of year. Bee infestations noticed but often unnoticed inside and outside your home. We find the problem right away on the corner of this house in Fort Bend County.
Right here, if he pokes the ceiling, the honey's going to drip right on top of his table with a stack of pancakes and some sausage.
Okay.
And this is how, and he showed me how it does it.
Yeah.
You poke it,
Yeah.
and the honey's going to run out into the floor.
Okay.
So this is between the subfloor. So a lot of people think they're behind the bricks. No, that's just a facade, man.
Okay.
They are actually in the subfloor above his daughter's bedroom.
Wow.
So
okay.
she's sleeping with her head right above them. So you've got to cut between the floors. You got to do the AC check because the AC line runs through here. You got to do a plumbing check. You got to do an electricity check.
How many bees do you think?
This house has been full of bees for probably about 6 months to a year, and I got about 50,000 to 60,000 in here. I'm not able.
This spot
alone.
Griffin says the upkeep of your yard can go a long way in keeping out lots of insects, including bees. Keep your grass cut and trim your shrubs, and also be sure to seal your windows, foundations, and other parts of your home. But bees can overrun even well-manicured properties. Griffin says they love to exploit openings in those metal boxes housing electrical and fiber optic cables. In this small box, he estimates about 40,000 bees are buzzing inside.
How long is it going to take the average person to realize and recognize that they have a problem like that?
By the time he comes back here and he makes one snip.
If you are allergic or sensitive to bee stings, one of the best ways you can defend yourself is to buy one of these, an EpiPen for emergencies. And in some cases, you can buy them for as low as $9.99.
But bees are not the only concern this time of year, especially with the humidity and recent rain.
Another big problem, obviously, maybe one of the biggest problems that most people deal with across the Houston area is mosquitoes. And there are some really effective and really easy ways to make sure you don't have mosquitoes in your house.
Well, this is one of them. We're not going to be in the tire collection business. Right. And they hold water inside there, and this is where I get snakes and everything inside there. You never know what's inside of here, but mosquitoes, they just dwell in here. If you can avoid this situation, you're going to avoid that situation. No, that's where they get into your house right there. Yeah. So he only has a little bit of maintenance to do compared to the other houses, but mosquitoes will get in there.
Mosquitoes, them too. But back to the bees, they are, of course, vital to our environment through their role in pollination. And Griffin with Gotcha Pest Control there says, like many other reputable insect experts, he removes bees humanely and works to relocate them to bee farms because they are important. But you don't want to be careful because you do not want to get attacked by them.
Right. I am suddenly like itching everywhere and just like, I can't. Well, but you're right. I mean, taking care of all that, like they say don't have standing water nearby. No. All those things help prevent that situation.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. We can take some good measures to not become victims for sure.
You need to cover that hole.
They'll
get cucarachas, they'll get like snakes.
Everything.
And I'm glad you really mentioned how important it is. You don't kill the bees.
No.